Hello, everybody. Hello. This is the first time ever that we're live streaming. And just comment if you can hear me, and then I can look down and see that we are actually going live and everyone's here. Let's have a look. So, if you can hear me, and then yeah, that's it. I can hear myself. So, hello to everyone. Welcome to Explore and Draw. My name's Luna Gigo, and Explore and Draw is an art club that was created to encourage everyone to connect with their inner creative. People have been responding in really positive and creative ways this week. We watched Live on the Drive with Jane Snow, the singer-songwriter, and she had her mic out in her back garden, and she was live streaming to everyone with her positivity. The neighbours down the street, they were all cheering her on. It was absolutely fantastic. Nikki Underwood made a brilliant song up, and she sang that and I shared it. Natasha Boardman Steer, she's also done the crafty midwayers, and people have been knitting with plastic bags. She's been making cookies, showing people how to make paper beads. So it's really fantastic, and it's fantastic if you've got your children at home and you're looking for things to do as well. What I wanted to do is I wanted to do this into let me get this right. So if you've been drawing or painting at home, I want you to share that on Explore and Draw Wall, and that will encourage others to do it as well. Because although we're home at the moment, it doesn't, and we've got more time to be creative. It doesn't mean that we are being it. We might be cooking or cleaning out a drawer or looking after the children or trying to just get everyday needs that we need, go and get some food. So I just want to create a space for you to be creative. And I think that tomorrow you can have a go with this on your own or with your teenager children or with young children, and you can just have a go at what I'm going to show you. Explore and Draw Online is going to be on Saturday. We're going to be here from 10 o'clock in the morning. It's an all-day event, so you can pop in whenever you like. Hi, Victoria. Nice to see you. I think you can have a go with this with your son. So I wanted to make some background. So when you've got a white piece of paper, it's stark, isn't it? It just glares at you and you don't really want to draw on it because you think, oh, it's a bit too, it's going to show every mistake. So you can colour your paper in lots of different ways. And Neil and I were looking at lots of different ways that we could do it today with just stuff that you've got around the house. Now, I know a lot of the Explore and Drawers have got watercolours and you've got Brusho and you can do your papers with that. But I was just thinking, well, what if you didn't have that? So I found lots of people have been cooking, haven't they? So I found some red food dye, and I also found some green and blue, and I've been playing about with that today. And who we got? We got Mandy. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Claire. Claire Hammond, the first ever Explore and Drawer, and Bob's there. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you. So we've got our paper. I've wet the paper, so there's many different ways you can do this. So if you get a piece of paper, you wet it in the sink. Now this is the food dye. This is the red one. We're all being careful, aren't we, at the moment? We don't want to run out of anything. So I've put in the egg cup, I've put some water, and I've put the red colouring in there. So I've watered it down a little bit, and you can colour on your paper like this. You can do this on a flat surface. Look at that, it's amazing, isn't it? Now I've got a board, but I was thinking you might have the back of a pad and you might cover it in cling film, so it doesn't get wet. That's a good way to not ruin it, make it last a bit longer. And this is actually natural food colouring, red. but because it's natural, it's not so strong. So you can make the paper wet and drop on the colour. You see all them lovely marks? That will be a lovely background when we do Explore and Draw online on Saturday. Who else? We got Joe. Hi, Joe. This is really good fun, a new skill I'm having to learn. We've got Debbie, Kerry. So I was really pleased. I'm really pleased you're here, Kerry. So I hope you join me. We've got Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. I bet you're enjoying not being at work, aren't you? I know Neil is, and I certainly am. And I must say that all the people that are working, you're like heroes. You've got total respect from everybody. Right, so that was the red one. This is on the wet paper. So let's try the green. So this is the green food colouring. Prepare your paper. Look, it's wonderful, isn't it? You get all these marks. This is what fascinates me. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Pia. Hi, Pia. Lovely to see you in Sweden there. Look, so you can mix the colours. Look at that. I mean, that's lovely. Now, you can either leave these to dry as they are. So you'd lay them flat and you leave them to dry. Or ask your adult to put it in an oven if you're a child or a teenager. They put it in an oven about 160 for just a few minutes. Just keep checking it. Don't leave it in there. Don't catch the oven alight. And then it will dry. Now, I find that if you leave them to dry on the side naturally, you get a better colour. It forms itself, it creates itself, and it goes in the oven, it blows it a bit, but that's all right. That can be interesting as well. So that's the red, more like a brown, isn't it? And that's the green. Let's try the blue. So you can do this. If you had this on your board, you could lay it flat like this, and you could just drop it on like that. That gives quite a nice effect. Now, I know you can't see that, but I'll show you in a minute. Who else we got? Oh, I have to scroll down in a minute. It's very exciting. I'm very excited. Okay. Oh, Antoinette. Hello, Antoinette. And Kathy, are you there? I haven't got my hat on, have I? I haven't got my hat. Oh, I was going to wear the Explore and Draw. Oh, sorry, Kathy. Next time we'll wear it on Saturday. So look what's happening. Just dropped that. So drips are good. Drips are lovely. So that's food colouring. See what you've got in your cupboard and have a go on your own with your children, and then show me, like, share it on Explore and Draw, and everybody will be inspired by it. Okay, so Neil and I were out there doing it. This was the red one we done. We baked it in the oven. So it doesn't look red. The colour's not so good on here either, but it's all these marks that fascinate me. Because when you come to do your still life on Saturday or drawing on top of these, because you don't have to wait till Saturday, you might make a lot of these, like spend a morning doing it or a couple of hours, see how many you can get, and then you might have a lovely plant that's flowering in your garden or in your house, and you might just want to draw it on it. But I'm trying to be respectful with paper. I'm sort of being more conscious of everything. So you could use smaller pieces. You don't have to use a whole A3 sheet. You can use these as well. Who else we got? Let's have a look. We've got loads of people. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Sean. Lovely to see you. I know you're being creative. You was cooking, weren't you, with Ellen? That looked fantastic, that soup. Fantastic, love it. Right, Kathy said, don't worry, I won't wear. I'll wear my hat on Saturday. So it's all these marks. So this is the food colouring. That's the yellow one, doesn't really show up. You can't really see that. This is one that Neil done. He wet the paper and he done it with a wash, first of all. I think that was the red. And And then once that had dried for about 5 minutes, he then dripped down at an angle. Look at that, it's fabulous, isn't it? See these, you don't even have to wait till Saturday. This might inspire a painting. You might want to draw things off of this. So that's the watercolour ones. I had to go with turmeric as well. So it's a little bit grainy. It's a little bit scratchy, you hear that? But it's actually a lot brighter than what you can see. That would make a lovely background for a drawing. I've been saving my tea bags because these are quite good to make colour your paper as well. So if you've got a dry piece of paper like that, you can take a tea bag. Now if this was flat, you'd get a bit more of a build-up of colour. You can't really see this on the screen, but that can give a nice effect. Or you can take your tea bag. I mean, I've got a little tray like this, but you can have a bigger tray. But I'm trying to be a bit more cost effective, sort of not use all the paper up, because everyone's using all the toilet roll, aren't they? So you want to save those trees. So I thought cut them up small. So you put your tea in here. You might save all your tea bags in the day, put hot water on them, put them in there. Again, if you're a child, get your adult to do it. And then you dip your paper in there and you soak it in there. Now this one's lovely. That one was left in the tin for about 2 minutes, and then you take it out and you scrunch it all up, and then you put it back in there. Now the longer you leave it in there, the more of the stain you're going to get. But you don't want to leave it in there so long that the paper just biodegrades. So that's that one. That's tea. This is tea. You wouldn't think there were so many ways, would you? This is Neil wet all of the paper, and then he just put a few granules of coffee on there, and it just dripped down from the wetness of the paper. That would make a lovely background, especially, that's just beautiful in itself. These are coffee that I've soaked in exactly the same way. I've put them in that tray, I've soaked them in there, I've squished them up, and then I've put them back in there, and then they've carried on soaking, and then I've put them on the tray and I've baked them in the oven, not for long, a few minutes. You see that? Actually, it looks better here. You see, and the back's different. So that's coffee. You can go quite dark with coffee. That's another one. See that? If you was drawing on that, you'd have to draw on that with like a white gel pen, or you'd get some white acrylic paint, or different acrylic paints. You could paint over the top of that. You need something, even a white watercolour in your paint, to pull this out. But these are fabulous. See, I'm always looking for what's inside here. It's all these marks that I'm interested in. There's another one. You get the gist of it. I was looking at this one earlier. This one, I thought, look, that one, that looks like a monster, doesn't it? You got the two eyes and you got the nose, and you could sort of pencil in, or you could use biro, like Aisha Young. She uses biro to draw these fabulous drawings. So don't think just because you haven't got all the materials you can't join in. You might just have a pen. Now, I would put all teeth on that, and that would be my little monster. This one, you can see it's gone quite bobbly when it gets out the oven, but you can just iron. You can put a piece of paper underneath it, that, and a piece of paper on top, and then you can just iron it, and that will give you a piece of paper that you can use on Saturday. So you've got your food colouring, you've got your tea, you've got your coffee. I use turmeric. I'd like you to come up with some others, and then post it on the site, and that will inspire others to get their paper ready for Saturday. Now this one, this is very exciting. This was Brusho. but this was made like bubbles with washing up liquid. So we put all the colour on, and then you bubbled up the washing up liquid, and then you laid it all on the top, and then you left it like that, and that creates that wonderful effect. Look, now hopefully I'll get all this out of the way. It's the first time I've done this. Oh, what we got? Oh, let's get this. What paper am I using? Right, that's a good question, Bob. I'm using just cartridge paper. Now, I was discussing this with Neil earlier. You don't really want to use like photocopying paper. You'd best just to go, if that's all you've got at home, then you just use pencil and a pen on Saturday. But if you've got cartridge paper, it's slightly thicker, although some of this I've used is thin. Sometimes if you're soaking it in tea and coffee, it gives it a bit more strength. But if it is a very lightweight paper, don't leave it in the water too long. Okay, so just cartridge paper. Try it, experiment. What else we got? Yeah, if you bake it, it does change the colours. All right, it deepens them, and sometimes it spreads out. Get some fantastic. Now I wanted to show you this. This is Angela Turner. She's fabulous. Hi Rika. Hi Andre. I'm so pleased you're here. Hi. I hope you're all right. If you need anything, just let us know. Hi Mum. How are you? This is great, isn't it? It's like the new level of anxiety, you know, like doing an on. Is a tea stained piece of paper that Angela saw lots of different things. She saw dragons and eggs. I have to get used to what way around. So eggs and nests, and she made a whole picture just out of the coffee stained paper. She didn't even paint what was in the room, and I think that this one's just absolutely magical. This is another one, I believe, by Susan. She created this at an Explore and Draw, and you see what I mean? It's fantastic, isn't it? She's used a white pen for the flowers. She's done these poppy seeds. So this is what I'm saying. If you make a piece of paper and you have a go, share what you've done, and then you just want to go out in your garden or something in your house, you just want to sketch, it'd be wonderful. I'd love to see those. Right, I think that's going to be it. This is one that we done earlier with brush show. Again, with watercolour, if you've got it, you can do the same. So you can lay it down when it's wet. You can drip the colour on like that. You can have it up on here and you can just paint with it. You can do layers. You could maybe colour it, like wash it all over with a wash, pull it in the oven, get it out, and then do some drips on it. So you could do lots of different processes. What we got here, I used to use herbal and fruit tea bags. That's fantastic. That's Jane. Yeah, Jane, I was going to ask people like what else they use, because I was wondering what would beetroot look like. And I know that Sheila Dyson, she does the eco dyeing. She used like onion skins and stuff like that. So I think it's just going to be really experimental. Just find what you can use and have a go. Keep an eye on your oven. Don't leave it in there too long. Have your window open. I mean, don't do anything that's toxic. But I think that's it. Yeah, so you can watch this back. We've got some more. I'm going to go to the girls. What's that? Paper, wait for it to dry, and then draw the daffodils and tulips. That's a fantastic idea, Michelle. Yeah, do that. Have a go. You could have a good hour, couldn't you? Have a go with it. Tell them to be careful, precious with it. Don't get it all over the kitchen. Oh, berries. Victoria used berries. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, Victoria, do that. And beetroot. That's right. You'll get it all on your hands, won't you? But I think it will be fantastic. Yeah, thanks, Bob. It's so nerve-wracking, I can't tell you. I'm really excited to be doing it. I'm really excited about Saturday. Obviously, I'm not going to be online Saturday from 10 till 6, but I am going to be there in the morning to talk you through it. And I'm going to pop in throughout the day. And what I want everyone to do on Saturday is I want them to have a go. I'm going to set up the still lifes and photograph them, but I'm also going to encourage you to maybe make your own as well out of what you've got at home. And then as you paint and draw throughout the day, like Bob, I know you're going to do about 40 drawings, so you can just share them on the wall, and then that will encourage others. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take drawings from everyone and put them in a folder and share them. Oh, I keep getting messages sent here. Share your backgrounds as well, so that everyone can see what you're doing. And yeah, I think that's it. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on Saturday. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye.